Tonight, we're going to bring you some players to your idiot league mates draft. These are players that we just hate at their redraft ADPs, and we just want nothing to do with because there's better options later on. So, Dak, who's our first player?
First player on this list, we've got Isaiah Pacheco. He's going in the mid to late second rounds. We're just really not looking forward to Isaiah Pacheco. He's an average NFL talent. And he produces maybe like 800 to 900 yards a season. I think people are, I guess, projecting that he's going to do more than that this season. We just don't really see it.
Mm-mm.
We think the Chiefs are going to throw the football a lot more than previous years. They bring in Hollywood Brown this offseason. They drafted Xavier Worthy. I think they want to get back to how they were in Mahomes' earlier years in his career, really airing the ball out downfield. I don't see it with Pacheco. He's just an average running back. He's not going to do too much in the screen game, catching balls out of the backfield, which is especially important in
Mm-hmm.
PPR leagues. In today's modern NFL, a lot more coaches want to use a running back by committee approach. They had that last year. Pacheco got over 50% of the carries, but you also saw some Mahomes, you saw some Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you saw some Jerick McKinnon. McKinnon's gone, not that he makes any difference. But the point is, you're just not going to see Pacheco taking like 70 to 75% of the carries. It's just not going to happen. He might get the goal line work. I'm not going to deny that, but I just don't see the down the talent consistency to be a top 20 pick in redraft. I don't see that here with
I
him.
absolutely agree. Real quick, if you want to get more of an advantage over your idiot league mates, make sure to subscribe. We're going to put out more redraft content. We also produce Dynasty content. All good stuff to consume, just great for fantasy football. So next player on our list are going to be Sam Laporta. He's going in the early third round, and that's just way too rich for us. It's not that we don't like Sam Laporta, but I think he's a fantastic tight end. Obviously, had a fantastic rookie year, but there are so many better options. That give me one right now.
Trey McBride.
Drinker Bright. He's going like 3 rounds later. I think he's almost the same exact thing as Sam Laporta. Dalton Kincaid is going a round after Trey McBride. Also, like same exact thing. Mark Andrews as well, just going after him. Players we all like those guys, almost like same exact tier, right? So why would you take Sam Laporta multiple rounds earlier where you can be getting high value wide receivers, running backs? Like there's no reason to take Sam Laporta. I can't think of a single one.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of excitement comes from the fact that it was his rookie year, and the amount of touchdowns that he scored last year makes
Mm-hmm.
those points per game look more nice.
Yep.
Touchdowns are very fluky. I think we all know this at this point.
Yep.
That's going to go down. There's going to be regression there. They
Yep.
still have Amon-Ra St. Brown. There's Jahmyr Gibbs. There's other people in that offense. It's not just going to be Sam Laporta.
Mm-hmm.
So, like Dalton said, I'd rather take a shot. Not even taking a shot, just same tiers, with Trey
Yeah,
McBride,
I
Kincaid.
love the value of a Kincaid, of a McBride, of an Andrews when you compare it to this Laporta pick. Like it's just a waste of a pick in my opinion.
Yeah, take a receiver in this range that will much
Mm-hmm.
better help your team than you can take that tight end a couple rounds later. That's
Yep,
just
well,
not
it's the
the
same
way.
exact upside
Yep.
as Sam Laporta.
Yeah. So next guy that we got on this list, we've got Stephon Diggs. He's going in the end of the third round of these drafts. I just think that's too high for him. Vegas has his receiving line set at 900 yards. That's not really that high when you compare it to other receivers that are going much later than him, like Amari Cooper. He's at like 975. He's going almost 30 picks later than him. George Pickens is at 1025. Another guy that's going way after Stephon Diggs. He's in a good offense, but there's just a lot of crowded target competition in that offense. Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz. Like, there's just a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
there. And Diggs, it's pretty clear at this point he's on the back end of his career. He had a really bad end to Buffalo, his career in
Yeah,
Buffalo.
he looked terrible at the end of last year.
Yeah, I think a lot of that can be attributed to Joe Brady taking over as the offensive coordinator, and then they want to run the ball more. But part of that too is he's just getting old, and we see receivers once they get to that 31 years old mark, they just fall off a cliff. And I think that's what's happening to Diggs this year.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just picking the name more than actual production with him.
Yeah, I think prior years, think like DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones. Like you don't want to be the guy that picks those guys when it's their year to just fall off.
Yeah.
Our last player on this list is going to be C.J. Stroud. He's going at the end of the fourth round, and just like Sam Laporta, we like C.J. Stroud a lot. We think he's a great NFL talent. He's super exciting to watch this year. There are better options later on. One thing with fantasy football, we love rushing quarterbacks. Rushing quarterbacks score points at an abundant rate, way more than just quarterbacks that are strictly passing the ball, because rushing just gives more points, right? You get 1 point for every 10 yards. You get rushing touchdowns, which are 6 points versus the 4 point passing touchdowns. There are players going as far as 45 picks after CJ Stroud that we have in the same exact tier as him, even ranked higher. Someone like Kyler Murray, who's going in the 90s, we'd rather have him than CJ Stroud because of his rushing upside, and he's got great weapons there, right? Someone who's going just a couple picks after him, Anthony Richardson, still a little rich for us, but we'd rather have him than CJ Stroud, right? You're getting at least quarterback one overall upside with Anthony Richardson. You also have players like Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, Jordan Love. All of these guys are going multiple rounds after CJ Stroud, and every single one of them is a much better value at cost.
Yeah, like you said, we want to swing for upside, and Stroud just doesn't have that QB1 overall upside. I also think there's a lot of recency bias being played into
Mhm.
Stroud. He had good playoff games, had a good rookie season, so just like that kind of stuff is just bumping him up.
Yeah, I think he was like quarterback 8 last year after like an absolutely phenomenal year. What if he has a sophomore slump? Is that out of the question? I don't think so. Versus the other guys like Dak Prescott, we've seen him do it year in year out. Like he's going to be a good quarterback, and he's going 30 some picks behind him.
Yeah, like he was QB8 with a lot of those Russian quarterbacks hurt, like Richardson and
Yeah,
Kyler
yeah.
Murray. So
Mm-hmm.
I could easily see that drop down. He just doesn't have the same year as last year.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you disagree with something we said, leave a comment. Maybe we're the idiots.
Or you can comment if you liked our stuff.
We'd appreciate it. Also, like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.